What is up, y'all? Back at it again with the, I guess you can call it the Car Chronicles or something. I don't know what you want to call it, but back at it again, man. So I finished work, right, and currently on my way home. I did not get to eat lunch today, man. I did not get to eat lunch. Yeah, I had to eat lunch because it was super busy. It's crazy how when one guy transferred to another store, there's only two people in the store one time, and all of a sudden it gets busy. Everybody wants to buy phones, which is crazy. But I digress, man. Yeah, I picked up some like healthy tacos. You know, like the real tacos. My manager introduced me to it, but I only had it that one time, so I picked up another one just now. And that's what happened a few weeks ago. But that's not why I'm in this video, man. So, y'all probably can't tell, but I'm recording this the same day I recorded the last video, right? The last video I was in this truck, and I was driving to work. I'm recording driving from work, right? So, this kind of relates to the video that I talked about earlier, right? Or the video that I made before, right? And I'll probably call it boomer or something like that for this guy. I'm like, this generation is crazy. But like, this generation is crazy, man. Like, okay, so we talked about, you know, how a lot of these younger kids are influenced by these Twitch streamers and, you know, YouTubers and things like that who do this, what's the word I'm thinking of? I can't even think of the word right now. Immoral, there we go, immoral stuff, right? My bad, though. I said I didn't get to eat yet, you know, I've been working all day, so I'm kind of out of it. This immoral stuff, right? But I want to talk about how, because I was thinking about this the other day, right? I'm so glad, I'm so grateful that I was not born into this generation. I'm at the very, like, everybody thinks differently when it comes to generations, right? I say I'm the very tail end of the millennial generation. Some people say I'm early Gen Z. I'm millennial, right? I'm the very tail end millennial, right? Right? But even if you were to say that I'm early Gen Z, I'm glad I was not mid to current. Is it still Gen Z or did it change now? I'm glad I was not part of the main generation, right? Because when I was in school, when I was in high school, Vine was around, right? Instagram, I don't think Instagram had videos yet. There was just pictures. There was no explore tab. It was just people who you're following and the search bar. That was pretty much it. Facebook was still a huge thing, right? So I wasn't born into I wasn't around when I was in high school. It wasn't like a huge thing where it's like, oh, TikTok and you know, all that stuff, right? I'm glad I was a part of that. And I was thinking about how these kids nowadays, right, they have to suffer through this. Like the young men, right? The young men have to deal with, and I have to be very careful with my words on YouTube, right? The Transformers movie, right? The Transformers movie, right? Y'all know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm not trying to get yellow marks, you know what I'm saying? They ain't watching me, all right? That stuff going on, right? You got TikTok, which is basically soft corn, you know, nowadays and stuff like that. And all this stuff is so like mainstream nowadays, right? Like when I was in school, right, there was, there's people who swung the other way, right? But it wasn't like anything crazy. Like it wasn't like how it is nowadays, you know what I'm saying? So the young men gotta deal with that, right? young men who are trying to, do the right things, trying to build testosterone, trying to avoid the videos, the pee videos and all that stuff, right? Trying to avoid lust. They're trying to do all this stuff, but it makes it even harder nowadays, You know how you say Satan is the god of this age, right? The god of this world, because it makes sense, That's why I say to avoid worldly stuff, because worldly stuff is from Satan, right? So all stuff becoming so mainstream, man. And like, the reason why I wanted to bring up this video or record this video is because a lot of the young generation, because they're dealing with all this stuff and seeing all this stuff mainstream nowadays, a lot of the young generation act pretty sus, right? Act pretty sus. I'm not saying everybody. I know it was a lot. I talked to a lot of y'all who are like in high school, like 15, 16, 14. I'm not saying all of y'all, right? Because I talked to y'all. I know some of y'all are cool, right? I talked to some of y'all. I'm saying like some of the generation, right? Some of the generation of younger kids, they act a certain way, right? Because it gets them followers, subscribers, and stuff like that. Like certain Twitch streamers, certain YouTubers, they act weird. They act homo in certain cases. Because it gets them views and stuff like that. And it's really sad to see, because it's weird, man. And like, it's really gonna get worse as the years go on. And I'm now getting a headache, which is crazy. I haven't had a headache in a while, but I didn't take any aspirin this morning, so that makes sense. But it's gonna get worse, man. I saw like a little short, whatever. It's like a little joke short, but it has some truth in a way. It was like when you're the last. Again, I think you have to watch, see YouTube censorship, right? When you're the last man in 2023, in 2030. I'm doing this. Think of it as a line, right? It's a. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know what I'm trying to say, man. Y'all know I can't say certain things on YouTube. When you're the last, you know what I'm saying, guy in 2030, right? And it was like this whole like war thing, like this one guy versus the whole army. It was like a little joke thing, but it has some truth to it, because the way the generation is going, it's just it's sad to see, right? But then again, right, you can't really fully blame them, because this is all that these young men are seeing, right? In school, this is all they see. TikTok, right? The only way to kind of avoid that stuff is to be off social media, right? When I was in high school, I was on social media. I was on Instagram and stuff like that. But I had said before, like earlier in the video, Instagram and stuff like that weren't bad. You know what I'm saying? At the time when I was in high school, Instagram was new. So it wasn't anything bad. TikTok wasn't a thing. Vine was a thing, but Vine was, you don't know, Vine was chill, right? Vine was chill. Vine, like I really wanted Vine after school. I'm getting a haircut on Friday, by the way, because I know my hair looks kind of crazy right now. My hairline's all like, you know what I'm saying? And my beard, I didn't trim down. See, that's my fault. I didn't trim it down over the weekend. Actually, I do it. Probably gonna do it tonight or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna haircut this Friday. So I'll leave me alone, man. I've been wolfing. All right. But yeah, man. Like, Vine was hilarious. After school, I go on Vine just to get a couple laughs, Like, I would follow some people and I would go on there and see what new Vines they post. Vine was funny, Vine was funny. Like, it wasn't immoral. It wasn't, well, I mean, there was don't get me wrong, there was some immoral Vines, right? But for the most part, Vine was chill, It was a chill, get some laughs in. Like, social media was cool for an extent. Because y'all know, I think it was senior year of high school, I deleted social media. Because it started getting kind of crazy, right? But it's just sad, man. Because like, I deleted Instagram back then because I was getting urges a lot, and that was just, women in my high school being, beautiful, right? I would get urges, right? So I would stay off of it, because every time I go on Instagram, that's all I see, right? Now you have to step Instagram, because all you see our cheeks, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see our cheeks and stuff like that, and at the end of the day, right, it's just the enemy trying to, and this just the elites, the enemy, everything like that, trying to keep you in a lustful state. Because when you're in a lustful state, you can't think properly. You can't process things you can't think properly. You can't process things. You can't be in your natural state as a man. You know. Shout out to Brother Iron for that phrase right there, natural state as a man. But you can't be in a natural state. You know. I kind of went, oh, see, when I'm have things to talk about, right? Because, and again, shout out to Brother Iron for this. When you read books and when you just informed about different stuff, you start thinking about stuff. You want to have discussions, right? Like today, I was reading up on some like the stuff I'm talking about now. You know, I was thinking about this. I was reading up on stuff. I was watching stuff, and like I have things to talk about, right? That's why it's important to read and just like stuff like that, man. But what is going on here? Oh, you are a new driver. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. So you cause accidents. But yeah, man. With these young men, again, not all young men, but these young men acting very strange and just doing these different jokes and stuff like that. At the end of the day, you can't really blame them 100% because this is the product of the world. This is a product of things they're exposed to, right? Of course, the corn, right? The corn is very easily accessible, right? Back then, I'm talking about before I was born, back then it was hard to get, right? You had to go to certain places or you had to get some adults to, you know what I'm saying? Like there were things to do. I don't know how they did back then. Again, I wasn't born back then, but you know, it's very easy nowadays. And again, you can just go on TikTok and things like that and you see all this stuff, right? You can't even just, right? You could be completely fine, go on TikTok for 5 minutes and see a bunch of lust and then boom, you're you know what I'm saying? You're horny. Right, you're horny. So it's just crazy, man. But that's just, I don't even know what this video's about. Like, this is just like things to think about, things that are kind of going on in the world that I want to talk about, like discussions. I don't know. Do y'all like these type of videos? Like, I'm just driving and I'm just thinking about this stuff, man. And, you know, it's really sad to see. But this is kind of the state of how the world is now, you know. So it's important to get these messages out, man. For those of y'all who are in high school and watching me, man, my best advice, man, just be very careful. If you're on social media, I recommend, you know, getting off of it. If you don't want to get off of it, just limit your time, like heavily limit your time on there. You know, just be careful who you're following and things like that. And yeah, man, just be careful out here, man. You know, when you try to be, when you're a chosen one of God's and you're trying to be different, you're trying to do what God intends you to do, which is be your natural state of man and be a leader. The world doesn't want that, you know. And it's even worse nowadays, you know, because before, like years ago, again, like they still wouldn't want that, but you know, it wasn't as like out there as it is now. You know, now you got all this stuff going on, and these movies kind of portraying certain messages out here and things like that. So you just gotta be careful, man. But again, I don't even know what type of video this is. Like, it's not a lesson or anything like that. It's just things that I'm kind of noticing in the world, and you know, so yeah, man. I mean, we can have discussion in the comments, or I don't even know how you're really supposed to go. I'm just kind of putting these out here. So, but yeah, man, let me know if you guys enjoy these videos, and catch you on next one. The brother Aaron out. Peace.